guys, welcome back to Just Two Boys. We have an incredible guest for you.
I'm so excited.
An icon.
So excited, guys.
The icon. Iconic.
Icon, a revolutionary, a culture pusher, shaker, mover.
Disruptor.
I think you guys are going to have to change it to Just Two Boys and a Girl from now on.
Wow. That's confident. We have Chippy NONSTOP on the podcast.
Woo!
Everyone that is listening is dying to know, who is Chippy NONSTOP, and does she ever stop?
Yeah, where do you ever have time to stop these days?
Does Chippy ever stop?
No, actually, I stopped the other day. Like I did. I was in Montreal. I was in Montreal and I was DJing, and then I did mushrooms and I got so sleepy. And this guy was like getting so mad at me, being like, "I thought you were nonstop." No, like right after I finished, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sleepy." And he's like, "Oh, I thought you were nonstop. Like I'm pissed that you're falling asleep. Like I was so like excited hearing that you were like gonna be going all night." Yeah.
I heard NONSTOP in your name.
That's what I paid for, is for the nonstop.
Exactly.
I just pictured you going around just drumming a Duracell drum.
Yeah, exactly.
Constantly, and you weren't.
No, that night I stopped. But it's
well, if you have NONSTOP in your name, you have a huge expectation.
Exactly, that's the pressure. Yeah, when I'm not in the mood and people are like, why are you not like twerking on this table? And I'm like, I don't want to twerk on this table right now.
That's
but
what I was
like,
gonna ask. Why aren't you twerking on this table?
I mean, I'm in the mood right now, so I'll do it.
Hey, maybe you're the end. We'll do the outro like that. So we're hearing a lot of this about you, but people that don't know who you are and what you do. We've already gotten a little glimpse of what's going on. Who are you and what do you do? And
I don't like. Who are you? Who are you?
Like, don't feel like.
I feel like that's like I'm gonna have an existential crisis explaining who I am.
Let's not look at the bigger picture. Let's go. Just if you had to explain yourself to somebody.
And don't be so modest too, because you know, don't feel like you're bragging.
Oh no. Yeah. No, that's fine.
Who is Chippy NONSTOP?
I mean, okay, so
what do you do?
I guess so. I mean, right now, I do a lot of things. Like I DJ, I run workshops for like women and queer people to teach them how to DJ, and I turn up and I write. I'm working on a TV show. Hopefully, that's gonna come out. And yeah, I'm just doing hella shit, just whatever I want, pretty much. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's what the NONSTOP came from. I just did whatever I wanted.
Living the American dream for someone who doesn't live in America.
Yeah, facts.
You're American?
No.
Oh, shit,
I'm Canadian.
Oh, you're Canadian. Were you ever American?
No. So I was born in the Middle East. I was born in Dubai, or like close to Dubai. I was Sharjah. And then after that, my dad had a job that made us move every 3 years. So I moved to Africa. And then he wanted to quit his job in Africa because they kept moving us to different places in Africa. Mm-hmm. And he was just like over it because there was all this shit going down at the time. There was like a coup d'etat while we were there, and then we were supposed to go to Nigeria, and there was all this shit going down there. So he's like, I don't want to do this. So then...
If you don't mind me asking, what does your dad do?
He used to work for Lipton, like the tea company.
Wow.
Yeah, Unilever. So like, but then he quit because he was like, I can't keep like moving like this and like all this shit. So he didn't know where to go. So we went back to Dubai. They came to Canada for a bit, but me and my mom weren't here. They were still trying to figure out what to do. Mm-hmm. And then after that, he got a job in America when I was 10 years old. Mm-hmm. So we moved to California when I was 10.
Nice.
So, and then 3 years ago, I got deported.
Woo!
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Lucky
the actual
her.
American dream.
Yeah.
That America's living right now. You got to live it before.
I was the trend starter. Like I did it first.
You did it first. Like everyone that's getting deported right now, Muslims, Mexicans, just innocent bystanders. Right?
Yeah.
On the street.
You get to brag and be like, hey,
I did it first. Yeah.
Listen, I did
Hold
it
your
first.
horses. Like.
Oh, you're back.
I'm that bitch.
Wow. Literally setting trends.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to know the reason why you got deported?
Well, I mean, I don't even fully know, so like.
What if she's not deported?
No, I know. I know.
Think she is?
No, I know I'm deported, but like there was a bunch of paperwork that was fucked up, and I'd gotten switched back from a bunch of visas, back and forth from a bunch of different types of visas, and there was a time period where I was on an incorrect visa apparently, and I mean I kind of knew about it, but my parents like dealt with that when I was a kid and when I was growing up. You know, they did my visa paperwork. And so, yeah, I guess there was some sort of issue. Only I was deported. My parents still live there, and my brother still lives there.
That's
You don't
crazy.
even get to go home.
No, I can't even go to my like house that I grew up at. Like my parents still live there now.
Oh my god. Did they come visit you? Like,
Yeah, we went like when I played in Mexico, they came and visited me in Mexico, and then they were like, I went on Asia tour, and they were planning already to go to Thailand, so I stopped by and visited them there and chilled. So I see them in different places.
Do you know when your band is?
Well, it was so I thought it was 5 years. The day I got kicked out, I tweeted like, "Oh my god, like I just got deported, like I'm gonna kill myself." Yeah. But like obviously everyone fucking tweets like, but everyone always fucking tweets.
That's how you tweet also.
Yeah, that's how I tweet. I tweet all caps like I'm gonna kill myself. Yeah, but like I was like everyone knew I was joking. Like everyone on my RR, so I thought everyone knew I was joking. And then I'm in a hotel room in Vancouver, and all of a sudden I hear like a huge banging on my door. I'm like, what is happening? And it was the cops, and I just smoked weed in my room.
Oh, so you're just
like and like I was like, oh fuck, like what's gonna happen? The cops come to my door and they're like, oh, like we try to they messaged me on my like Facebook fan page and apparently DM me on Twitter and Instagram.
The cops?
The police.
Hey,
they were trying to shoot your DM on Twitter.
Yeah.
Check your DMs.
Hey, check your DMs.
They were like, we messaged you to ask you if you're okay.
What?
And I was like, I didn't see it. I was like, been lying down here, or whatever. And they're like, well, we heard that you might be suicidal and like you just got deported and like wondering if you ever want to go for a hike and all this shit. I'm like, where am I?
Did
like,
you go on the hike?
No, the guy was kind of like sus.
Okay.
And like, I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's a really weird way to reach out to someone, and you're the cops.
Yeah, he's like, but I mean, they were just being nice cops, I guess. But it was like really weird because they were like, oh, do you ever want to go on a hike? Like, let me know. And then his avatar was like him doing like karate. Like his hobbies were like, oh, like karate, like hiking and all this shit.
What was his ethnicity, if you don't mind asking?
He was black.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
Wait, you were expecting him to be white because of hiking?
Well, yeah, the karate thing. I was imagining
no.
like a karate kid, dude, just like.
Oh, or you were expecting him to be Asian?
No.
Definitely white. Also because it's Vancouver.
Yeah, true. But I mean, there's a lot of Asians and brown people in
Vancouver.
Tons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not Middle Eastern.
No, I'm Indian.
You're Indian.
Yeah.
Full on. Indian.
Fully Indian.
South Indian. What part of India?
Like north.
West Indian.
North.
I'm from like I guess like my dad is from somewhere called. I always say it wrong because all the like whenever I tell my Uber drivers I'm from there, they don't know what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So like I think I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Take a shot.
Rurki. Yeah.
Rurki?
And
Like
then,
a village? Or?
Yeah, it's like a village,
Okay,
I guess.
okay.
Well, my parents get mad when I say it's a village because they said there's not a village, there's a university there, and I was like, oh.
It's like a city or a.
It's the town.
Do you know what state it's in?
No, I can't remember.
Haryana. Oh, okay.
Haryana.
Where is that?
All right, that's like near Punjab.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's where my dad's from, and then my mom's from UP, Aligarh.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Have you been back to India?
Yeah, I was just there last year. I performed at like a giant EDM festival with like Martin Garrix and DJ Snake.
How was that?
It was so unorganized and insane. Like,
was it a fire festival?
It
was like the most insane thing ever. But like I felt like I just ran the festival. Like they just let me do whatever I wanted. Like I was just like running around. But I was not the most popular person playing there, like obviously. And they were literally letting me do anything. I like destroyed the entire festival. Like there was an after party place and like Martin Garrix like was supposed to play and we were just, like me and my friend PayPal were just DJ PayPal. He was like, no, we're just gonna play back to back all night, like fuck everyone else. And we just took over this entire festival after party and like didn't let the headliners play, but it was really fun.
Now I've seen you live and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like
wait, what?
It was that weird. It was that
like rapping?
No, DJing.
Oh, that house party.
Yeah, you were pretty fucked up.
Oh, true. I was blacked out.
There was like 10 people in the house, but she was DJing. Everyone's dancing. Everyone's killing it.
But before you came, it was like so packed, like the roof was about to break.
Yeah,
like,
bad with my timing.
It was insane. But yeah, it was Honest Ed. So there's like this place here that got demolished.
Was that Honest Ed's?
Yeah.
You did a party after they got shut down?
Yeah. It was like this house on top of it.
There's a house on top of Onsides?
I think so, right?
Yeah, on top of it, yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
You're not from Toronto, man.
I guess I'm not. I did not go to the
I'm an
house
OG, been here 2 years.
So did you just start getting into DJing because you were a rapper?
Yeah, I mean, I still make music and rap. Like, I still do vocals, but I just don't perform as a rapper that much.
Why is that?
I mean, I like doing it a lot, but it's just like a lot because I do a lot of crazy shit. Like I tore my knee ligament like I played with Leaf, he's a rapper, and I like fell off stage like on my knee like this and tore my knee ligament, and like it was so fucked up. And then I continued touring with my torn knee ligament for like 2 months.
Don't you have health insurance though?
This was in America at the time. I didn't have anything. But also, like, I didn't even know anything. I just, like, oh, fuck it. Like, I'll just drink every night and, like, pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah. But even, like, when you were rapping, I feel like you've had some influence within the hip-hop community.
Yeah, I mean, I went on tour with Krayshawn, and I wrote for a bunch of, like, pop stars and rappers.
Who were some examples?
I was working for this guy named Jean-Baptiste, who... Not Jean-Baptiste that is on, like, the Steve and Colbert show.
Oh, man.
Because there's also that.
Oh,
you know,
that's wild.
That's why.
Such a cute man.
No, not that. Is that the guy you thought was Simba?
But you saying that also reminded me that.
Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, I worked for this guy. And he just, like, hired me to, like, literally go in the booth, like, get drunk and be like, say things Chippy would say. And I'd be like, all right. And I would just, like, go in the booth and, like, just, like, start, like, chanting random shit, like, humming random shit. And then we'd, like, chop it up and be like, oh, let's use this for a hook here. Like, let's work with this. Oh, what kind of beats do you think are cool or interesting? And it was, like, for, like, Britney Spears, like, Madonna, like yeah, like Miley Cyrus, but like it wasn't like.
What were those things that Chippy was saying? Like, I want to kill myself. I got deported.
I mean, no, it would just be like they would play like a whatever, like a turn up beat, and I'd just like start like humming, and be like, oh, da da da, like, and then I'd just start rapping like random shit. Like I don't remember exactly, but it was all about just like partying and turning up.
So just like the Quentin Miller for Miley Cyrus.
Well, like, okay, so, like, there would be, like, someone, like, they would give me a song, and, like, Winter Gordon or someone like that, who was, like, one of the main songwriters, she would have already written something, and I'd go through and be like, like, that's a little, like, not, like, useful or whatever. Like, I'd be, like, the young voice on it, being like, no one says that word anymore. Let's take that out. Like,
no one
stuff
says
like
serendipitous.
Exactly.
Like, so like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just turned everything to, like, eat my ass.
Oh, so you just replace serendipity with eat my ass.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's something Chippy would say.
Yeah.
Exactly. We pull up her tweets.
Actually, I think I have a tweet. I have a tweet that says "eat my ass" before anyone has.
I think you have a bunch of tweets.
Who liked it?
Before anyone, Bass God.
Before anyone, I believe it.
Wait,
before the Bass God. Yeah.
Like the eat my ass tweet.
I feel like there's rappers out there that have taken.
And comedians, your friend Brandon Wardell also.
Whoa. What? Back this up.
I mean, like, okay, so me and my homies used to go by Young Clout Gang, and we were this crew that we were on Twitter, literally, like, I was on Twitter, like, using it as my diary, as people, like, use it now, before, like, it was a whole thing, and we would tweet, like, crazy shit, and, like, we would just tweet, like, similar words and like the same thing, like saying same to everything. Right. We started that.
I literally believe you because I have seen you tweet stuff like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
When you met, like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? And like stuff that are people doing now. I'm like,
yeah.
I've seen you do it before. So
yeah. And then like saying like been to everything. Like, oh yeah, like been. Like I've been done that. You know what I'm saying? And then there was this thing where the number 72 was just on everything, and everyone was like, started saying 72, but 27 used to be my lucky number, or it is still my lucky number. And then I started just like, for everything, like when I'm doing an exaggeration or something, I'd be like, oh, like, damn, there was like 72 like fuckboys or like in that room. It's just like exaggeration thing.
Yeah, like exactly. Like people saying, oh, you're like
so
17 of these things.
Yeah, like. Exactly. So everyone started saying 72 for everything. And then if you look up 72 on Twitter, like just for, or like, oh, I just drank 72 shots of tequila.
Yes.
Or
the
like.
First ever 72 ever tweeted on Twitter.
Exactly. And then. Exactly. And then I started seeing it everywhere. Everyone started tweeting it. Or like there's another thing where it's like, oh, I just immediately got escorted into VIP. Like, and it's just like I walked in the club, immediately escorted into backstage, immediately, like that was a thing. And then it started like going viral too. Things like that, just like
you're one of my favorite Twitter accounts because sometimes
she really is.
You tweet some stuff that is like, I'm like, there's a whole story behind this, but you give the headline.
But it seems like
every night, every other night, you are involved. I'm like, how is she always in some sort of situation that is just crazy?
Oh yeah, I think I feel like you're talking. This is the situation. I was in Thailand. I feel like this was like a tweet that went like people were like, "What the fuck is your life?" Yeah. I was in Thailand and this like girl that I know really well. She was like, we're gonna party all night, da da da, and I was like, yeah, for sure, let's do it. And then she was like, okay, so there's these two clubs, one's owned by the cops, one's owned by the military, and they're across the street from each other, but you can't let the cops know you're at the military one because they have like after parties that beef with each other. Wow. So like she's like, I'm friends with both of them, so like I don't want the military people to know that we're going to the cop party, but the military people are the ones with the drugs, but the cops are the ones with the alcohol. And I was like, okay, so
tough decision.
I was like,
interesting like dilemma right there. Like I just pictured a street, two clubs.
It's like a sitcom.
Option A. Yeah, it's like okay.
Exactly.
Already crazy. The premise is already crazy.
Yeah, this is the premise. So I was like, but no, like I was like, let's go to the cop one, get drunk, and then like to sober up, like go to the military one and do the drugs. Yeah. You know?
To sober up.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
Okay, so then we were like, all right, so we go to the cop one, but we're not allowed to let the military ones know we're there, so we have to be all sneaky. We get in there, we get really drunk, and then everyone's like asking us where the next party is. So we're like, oh, it's the military one, but you have to like be like sneaky to go to it. So we get there and it's just like literally like 4 guys in a room like playing cards, just like with a bunch of with a like literally like on cages. The floor. Yeah. Like wow. And like there's just a bunch of drugs just in the middle of them. And then I'm sitting there and this guy comes down with like a machine gun on his like side of his body like this, and a giant bottle of like Jameson or something in his hand. And then he's like, he says something and I was like, oh fuck, we're fucked, like we're getting kicked out. And then he's like, oh, like I guess he said, I don't know what he said, but my friend told me like, oh, you guys are partying, why didn't you wake me up? And he was like, then he grabs like a crack pipe. And then he like literally is smoking like crocodile or whatever.
Oh my God.
What is that? Wait, what is that?
I don't even really know what it is.
It's like I've just seen a Vice documentary.
It's like it's just like a viral
like a Russian, it's like a crazy Russian drug.
Yeah, it's like a crazy drug. I don't even fucking know. And then he's like, "Do you want to smoke this?" And then he keeps calling me. Wait, what is he? Oh, he keeps calling me Namaste. Like he's just like calling me that all night. And then he starts calling me something else racist, but I can't remember what it is.
Wait, that's racist?
I mean,
in what context?
I don't know.
I mean, just like calling every brown person Namaste, like, yeah, it's pretty racist.
What if he was just trying to say hi?
Yeah.
He's like, she's not saying it back. I don't know if I'm Namaste. Anyways.
Oh, I mean, he wasn't saying hi because he just kept saying it for like, he'd be like, Namaste, like, come over here. Like, you know, okay. He was referencing me as that. And then, yeah, like, he was like, oh, do you want to smoke this crocodile with me? And I was like, okay, that's where the NONSTOP stops. Like, I didn't do that.
Wow. This is where the NONSTOP.
I was like,
this is the line.
I was like, that's not.
Dropped and the non is.
But this fool like sitting here smoking with a machine gun hanging on his body this entire time, and he's like in the military, and he's wearing like a tie, like boxing shorts and no shirt.
It's pretty badass. Seems like some Vietnam shit.
Yeah.
it was fire.
So, in addition to military camp, clubs, tweets, things like that.
Namaste.
Tweet about a lot of rappers
as
well, like a lot of headlines No story, no context. Just like.
Like, can you give me an example? Or are you thinking of something specific?
I'm gonna ask you for examples. So like, if you're.
Are you thinking of something specific?
I'm not gonna say anything specific. I just like whatever you're comfortable telling.
Okay.
Give us some good rapper stories. Because I always see you tweeting about rappers.
I mean, I definitely used to be like about the whole life. Like, I was just like around a lot of rappers like back in the day. And then there was like there's this Facebook group called Wavery that like literally like A$AP Rocky like was in the group like before he was popular, and like a lot of producers like Ryan Hemsworth was in it, like all of A$AP Mob was in it really, like Space Ghost Perp. I don't know if you all follow him, but yeah, like he kind of lost it, but he used to be in it. So a lot of these people were just on there like Tumblr shit, like posting all day, like
on a Facebook group.
Posting what, like memes and shit?
Just like not really memes, like sharing music, like rare music and like
dope.
instrumentals.
What is this, like
and
2011, 2010?
Yeah, like 2011.
Yeah.
I was living in Oakland at the time, and like I hung out with a bunch of rappers in the Bay too. I mean, I rapped, and then like just a bunch of my homies made music. Like there's this group called Friend Zone. Yeah, one of them died recently, but they produced for A$AP, and like this group called Main Attractions in Oakland. And so yeah, I was just like around hella rap all the time. And when I went on the Kreayshawn tour, our tour was on the same like route as the A$AP tour, so we're with them like all the time.
Jeez.
So you toured pretty much with all of A$AP.
Well, I mean, like I wouldn't say I toured with A$AP, but we were in the same cities.
Same vicinity.
Yeah.
We're in the same cities every night, like all the time.
What kind of tomfoolery did you guys get up to?
Hey, you guys get in some trouble?
I mean, I was really close friends with A$AP Yams, and then like everyone else like had beef with me or didn't really like me. Other than like 12E hates me. Like I don't really know why. But like, oh well, I kind of know why. So like, so this is the story.
Okay.
I had to give you the background info.
All right.
So I really liked like Space Ghost Perp's music and like A$AP's music at the time, and this is when they were both like underground. Like people didn't really listen to them like that. They weren't on the like forefront or whatever. And there was a show in New York, and there was an A$AP show one day, and the next day was the Perp show, and I went to the reverse. There was a Space Ghost Perp show, and the next day there was a A$AP show. And I went to the the A$AP show, and they all saw me there, and they were all like really pissed that I was there because I showed my support for Perp. And they had beef at the time.
Like petty shit.
Yeah, they just had random beef, and they're like, "What do you do?" Like 12E comes up to me, my like gay friend, like little ass like Filipino dude, Jasper, Boy Tweets World on Twitter, had to like have my back because 12E just started like yelling at me and like attacking me, being like, oh, like you're such a dick rider, like first you go to the Perp show and then you come to A$AP show, like you have no loyalty, blah blah blah. Jeez. I'm like, I don't even like care about none of y'all, like I like the music, you know what I mean? Like I'm here for the music, like I don't even understand what this is about or like anything. And then the next day the Perp show happened, and at the end of the show, the A$AP Ills was like hanging around in like a fucking like, I don't know, some high designer like trench coat and like hiding around the corner with a knife, ready to like attack the Space Ghost Perp show. And they came out, and then all the cops started coming, and I was like, fuck, I gotta run, because I was like, I don't want them to see me here. And then like one of the A$AP dudes, like A$AP Josh or some random linger.
A$AP Craig.
A$AP Peter.
There's literally a guy named A$AP P on the keys or P on the boards or something like that. Like literally like the most random, some random linger of the A$AP mob starts like yelling at me and being like, oh, like fuck you. I'm like, how am I in this beef? Like I don't understand what's going on. And then I had a bunch of instances, like I fucked like A$AP Bari, and like he.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
So how did you feel about, all that stuff coming out?
I mean, I'm not shocked. Like it's fact, right? Yeah. I mean, it's A$AP Bari. Like I'm not shocked at all. Like I fucked him on several different occasions, but like.
So when you watched that video, you were like, oh yeah, that's.
I mean, I feel bad, obviously, but I'm not surprised. No. For the girl.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Like,
oh no, we're not homies at all. Like no, like I'll tell you why. I mean, okay, so when ASAP came to Oakland, like, I wasn't allowed into the show because I was underage. And
how old were you at the time?
Like 19.
Oh, okay.
But it was America,
Yeah.
so I was like 19 or something. And then I still went to the show because my friend was like, oh, I can get you in, whatever. And I was like, okay, for sure. And then I'm like standing outside. They won't, like, the security guards all knew me because, like, I caused problems before. And
Chippy nonstop.
so yeah, they wouldn't let me in, and I was like standing outside, and then I'm like, oh, fuck it, like, I'm gonna leave. I'm like walking out, and there's like this Range Rover parked outside, and they start yelling my name, and I'm like, oh fuck, like, who is that? And it was like some randoms from the mob. Yeah. I guess ASAP Bari was in the vehicle also, and ASAP Blue was driving because he was like their driver at the time. And he was like, get in the car, like, we're going to this after party. And I was like, all right. So, like, we go to this after party in this apartment in San Francisco. I don't even know how I remember this. We're in this apartment, and there's just a bunch of, like, you know, like ASAP white girls, like,
nice.
Lingering. And then ASAP.
I pictured exactly the
exactly. You know what I mean?
And the fact that you said lingering, I was like,
and San Francisco.
So vivid.
Yeah, you fully get it. And so yeah, they're lingering, and
that's funny.
ASAP Bari's like, he's like, fuck this, like, I don't want to be here, like, I want to be in the hood, like, I want to see Oakland. And I was like, oh, like, I live in Oakland, like, you can come see Oakland, like, I don't understand why you want to, like, see the hood so badly, like. And he's like, no, like, I just want to, like, be in the, like, hood, da 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 da. And I'm like, all right. And then so, like, we go to my house, and then he's like, calls his dad, like, as soon as we get to my house, and he's like on the phone, and he's like, my house, there's like a million crackheads outside. There's like all these guys, like, with shopping carts or whatever, with like all this random shit in it. Like, the cops are like always in front of my building, like, there's always shootings in front of it and everything. And he like calls his dad, and he's like explaining the scene there, and I'm like, aren't you from Harlem? Like, I don't understand why this is like describing the hood of Oakland. Like, it was so strange. And then yeah, we fucked, whatever, it was terrible. And then and then
cut up some slack.
You didn't ask for that much detail, so I hope we don't get slack for this.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like, he already hates me. Like, anyway, the next time.
But then you did it again.
No, we do it again.
So then it must not have been.
I'm just messy. Like, I just do it for the story. Like, honestly, like, I don't give.
She's a news reporter.
I mean, I don't even like sex. Like, I just do it because I'm just lingering.
What? Oh, okay.
Okay, anyway.
So you don't like sex, but you have sex just for the story.
Because she's lingering.
I mean, I was 19. Like, you know, you just, like, do stuff. Yeah. You're just, like, I like, now I barely have sex because I'm like, oh, now I've established I hate it. Like, but, like, I was 19. I was like, maybe I'm just doing something wrong. Like, I don't understand. Right. And then, so anyway, I moved back to New York, or like I'm there, or something happens. I'm back in New York, and he like texts me. I was like DJing or something at some random bar, and he texts me. He's like, "Oh, where are you at?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm at this like bar. Like, come through." And he's like, "Oh, like I'm all the way in Harlem. Like, I'm only gonna come if you buy me a sandwich." And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what, like, I don't know how long I'm going to stay here, like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, like, I'm going to come through, but, like, I have no money. Like, I need a sandwich. And I was like.
What kind of sandwich did you get him?
I didn't buy him a fucking sandwich. No, he legit wanted a sandwich. Like, he was actually hungry. And I was like, I was wasted at this point. Like, I was like, all right, well, just come through. I don't think I agreed to the sandwich. But I was just like, just come through. And then.
Did he say what kind of sandwich you wanted?
Did he get a sandwich? Was he fed?
I wasn't. Okay, so he shows up. He's on a skateboard. And he's outside. And I'm like, I'm wasted. Like, I'm fucked up. And I'm like, I'm leaving. Bye. And I, like, just get into a car. And, like, he's standing outside.
As soon as he gets there?
As soon as he gets there.
Oh, my God.
And he's, like, yelling at me, like, what the fuck? Like, you said you were going to get me a sandwich. And, like, all my friends are, like, dying of laughter. It was like, did you say you were going to buy him a sandwich? He's, like, not popular at this time. This is, like, no one knows who A$AP Bari is. Like, this is pre, like, V-Lone or whatever the fuck. And I was like, I was like nah, like bye, I'm going to another party. And then I left, and he texted me, delete my number. You said you were gonna get me a sandwich.
I wish you saved that.
Wow.
I think I screenshot it. I think that's somewhere on Twitter.
Wow. I hope I can find it.
I hope you can find it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's somewhere on Twitter.
By sandwich.
So your relationship with.
So we broke up.
You should go to him one day and be like, hey.
Oh no, we've seen each other like in Barcelona like 2 years ago. I saw him like just ignored.
Oh wow.
Like yeah, but like some of the other people are so nice to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So are you still cool with ASAP? The rest of them? Or?
I mean, I don't like. I have nothing. Wow. I mean, it's not like a cool. Like I was never like not. I was never like homies with anyone other than Yams.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Would you ever be ASAP Chippy?
No.
Okay.
So that's interesting that you say you were close with Yams. Like how did you deal with that situation when
I mean,
how was it like for you?
I mean, I guess I see like death really like differently. I don't like really get that sad over it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, obviously it's sad not because he like really like if we're talking about like real like culture starters and someone who like picked up a lot of people's careers, like my friend Kitty Pride, like she wouldn't have been where she is.
Oh, I love her.
Right when she blew up, but yeah, like she wouldn't be there if it wasn't for Yams. Like even like Ryan Hemsworth, Friend Zone, also who got that beat on the Fashion Killer song. Like hella people, like a lot of rappers would not be where they are or sound like they are if it wasn't for Yams. Like he had a Tumblr where he would be like a fake like A&R type person, but like better because he's actually doing something. And like just find like a lot of really good talent. So like he was like, if we're talking about real people that do real shit, like he was one of them.
That's dope.
But so yeah, that's the sad part. But like he definitely did, like before he died, like he got so much done and he was like actual good person, like so yeah. But I mean it wasn't like I saw him on a day-to-day type thing, so you know it's hard to like say that if it affected me directly, but obviously I miss him.
Can I ask you about female rappers?
Yeah, sure.
Your thoughts on female rappers? Okay.
My thoughts on them,
or the female rap game.
Okay.
Who do you think is
who's popping?
Yeah, who's popping in your eyes?
Honestly, I haven't been listening to a lot of rap, but I can name a few female rappers. I mean, I just like have been trolling like the meme, like I like the beef between that like Bad Baby and that other white girl.
Oh, Whoa Vicky.
Whoa Vicky.
Whoa Vicky, Lil Tay.
Yeah.
Lil Tay, like what the fuck is that? Why does Lil Tay exist?
But like, can you? As
Chippy, I heard random.
No. You ask Chippy nonstop.
But I've been
look at Lil Tay and be like, "Who are you?"
But I'm
sure
smart.
People say that
to be honest, I'm really fucking smart. Like I'm not lying. Like I'm actually.
How do you know that they aren't either?
But Lil Tay's a 9-year-old girl.
She's 9. Like.
I'm so certain that. What's her name? Mo Vicky.
Yeah.
She like is so self-aware of what she's doing, because she's like, I'm black, and she like knows she's not black, and she fully like. I've seen like podcasts where she's.
You really think she's self-aware?
She's
like Bad Baby, I think is self-aware.
Bad Baby is self-aware because she's truly authentic to who she is.
Yeah.
Well, Vicky, I know for sure she knows that she's playing a character, and she's kind of like in this weird space of being self-aware, but also like being so trolled because she's like maybe there's.
Well, I heard her like boyfriend was the one that was like, "Oh, you have something here. Like you got to play up this character."
How old is she again?
She's like 18 now.
Yeah, I think she's 18. Because she kept yelling, like, I'm fucking 18. Like, when a Bad Baby, like, I could go to jail for this or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's, like, her beef was, like, why did Bad Baby attack me when I turned 18? Like, literally the day she turned 18 or something.
Because she can't fight back.
Yeah.
So.
But you can't do it like Lil Tay, though.
Yeah. I mean, they're all just.
I heard like some random grown men on the street the other day talking about Lil Tay, like just in a circle, like sitting around talking about Lil Tay. I'm like, there's these grown men talking about a 9-year-old girl. Yeah. Like, that's.
Yeah.
And they're serious too. They're like, oh man.
Yeah.
But like, what are they talking about? Like, I don't understand what's Lil Tay. Is she just like yelling?
She's like, her stick is like, yeah, I'm 9 years old.
Is she rap?
I don't think so. But she's like, I'm 9 years old and I'm doing way better.
But how does she have a Lamborghini?
Wait, she has a Lamborghini?
She doesn't really have a Lamborghini. The joke is like, she's supposed to be like the Gary Vandercheck, like try to inspire you almost. Like that's her motive. That's like the motive of the video. I get it. I get the video.
Yeah.
I guess.
Does
that make money?
Probably somehow.
Damn, Lil Tay has more money than me.
For real?
She definitely does. Just wait, yeah, she does.
There's a video of Lil Tay though. She's like in front of a green screen and she's like, "Mom, stop!" It's like,
oh no,
like, she's like, a little kid. Wow. Yeah, she's like actually crying.
She is actually a little kid.
Yeah.
Wait, is her parents alive?
Yeah, I think her parents are both alive, but maybe they just don't know.
They're just in on it too. They're just like, this is how we're gonna make money off our
Well,
kids.
I thought Lil Tay for a second was Ling Ling. You know who Ling Ling is? Jimmy the jeweler's daughter.
Oh. Okay.
And she's a girl. She's like in the passenger seat with the money phone all the time.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was her, and I was like, oh no.
I mean.
No, because
pretty racist.
I met Ling Ling before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's
you met her.
Yeah, worse. You're digging yourself deeper. Man.
They're just tiny kids. How am I supposed to?
Oh, what tiny? Say it, WAHLID.
Tiny little Asian kids.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so you're. I mean, you kind of that whole like bad babies. I feel like you.
I mean,
you're in the generation.
I mean,
you
honestly, like that. I think like. I mean, I don't want to say Krayshawn started it, but like I guess she did. Huh?
Yeah, Krayshawn's definitely the chief keef
of
bad babies.
Yeah.
But like I mean, I know Krayshawn really, really well. I'm the godmother of her baby. Like we're really good friends. But she was never like she was never like, oh, I'm gonna pull up on you, like beat your ass type a bitch. Like she would fight if there was a reason, but it wasn't just like I'm gonna pull up angry here for no reason. Like it wasn't like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like it was never that. It was just like, oh, I got my friends back, like, or I'm gonna fight if it's necessary. But it wasn't like, or like I'm gonna fight because I'm in the hood and I have to stand up for myself. Mm-hmm. But like they live in LA, like they're just like I don't understand. I just don't understand.
Well, that video when they're like fighting in the mall, it was Glendale Mall. It was like
it was like it's a bougie mall, right?
You see like sprinkles, that like cupcake shop like right behind it. Yeah.
So yeah, I just don't get it.
Do you think that's harmful to
I think it's harmful to like women like just fighting for no reason with each other when I mean they could make fucking bangers together, to be honest.
But that's like, I guess that's also applied to like the mainstream.
Yeah.
Like Cardi B and the Nicki Minaj. Like what is your whole
I mean I think that's all fabricated, just like
really?
Yeah, I don't think Cardi B and Nicki Minaj have beef. I think that's like they're fucking both rich now. Like they don't have beef. Like
once you're rich.
But I feel like Nicki Minaj is sort of.
I think Nicki Minaj just wants.
Panicking a bit because she's like, oh my spotlight has been taken by Cardi B and.
I think
like not real. That's all.
I think Nicki Minaj just wants to be respected by the people coming in. Like she's older. She's been doing this. She is a better rapper, like to be quite honest. Like I like Cardi B's songs, but like Nicki Minaj like has bars, you know what I mean? And like not to compare them, I think they're really different. Like I mean, like yes, Cardi B can do that like Spanish vibe, like hella different shit than Nicki can't do, you know? And Nicki does like the dance hall-y thing that Cardi can't do. They're hella different, you know? But I just don't think that they have beef. Like I think it's just like, oh, people are like think that there can't be two queens at once. There can be thousands of queens at once.
I feel like that's affecting Nicki more so than it's Cardi, because Nicki's like, she's always dropping like subtle shade or like.
Yeah, but I think it's a shtick. Like I don't think it's like she actually like.
What if Nicki was more?
You don't think she's actually like insecure about anything?
I mean, I'm sure she's insecure. You know. I'm sure she's insecure. Cardi's just coming up. She respects all these people, you know. She's like, I'm just happy where I'm at. Nicki's been there, so I guess it is like you do get insecure if you're like, I've been here. Like, is it slipping out of my hands?
I think it sucks that it's like so prominent with women. Like, there's so many dude rappers and like there's so many variants of different rappers and you know, like it's just like everyone can coexist. I mean, obviously there's beef and there's all these problems, but like for the most part they coexist.
I mean, because at the end of the day, like the dudes are always still like even guys that aren't that good, and like you know Cardi and Nicki are like amazing at what they do. But then like there's some random like other like guy that isn't that fucking good and still getting paid probably a lot of money that they don't deserve.
Why do you
Like,
think that is? Why do you think that that's so prominent with women to kind of pit them against each other or not? Guys, is it just a numbers thing, or is it just a
I mean, because like there's always felt like there's only one place, one spot for women. Everyone's like, she's the queen of rap, like she's running shit right now, and it always felt like there can only be one, because people are like, no, no one's ever like, oh, they're a crew. Like there's so many like dude crews, like ASAP Mob, like fucking like there's OVO, guys, like it's all these fucking dudes. They're all in a crew together, making music together. You know, the EXO, like they're all crews of a bunch of dudes, pretty much. Like the only crew that has a girl is Nicki's crew, like Cash Money, and like so.
I guess Cardi's now clumped in with.
Migos?
But it's not really like it's the Migos.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But yeah, so like there's always been this like kind of like brotherhood of dudes, and never really that same thing for women. I mean, right now with like DJing stuff, there is stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's like a collective of girl
for artists.
crews.
Do you think that a creation of a collective would kind of change that culture or view on women and how they're kind of pitted against each other?
I think so. Yeah, I think it could be a start for sure. I mean, also like media always just like, oh, like she's the queen of rap, like the beef like of them. Like if there's guy beef, it's never like, oh well, now there's guy beef, like he's now the queen or the king or whatever, like
queen.
or the queen, whatever.
Whatever he wants to be.
You know what I mean? Like when there's like beef in rap, it's never like, oh, they're fighting for the throne type shit.
Yeah. It's just shit talk.
Yeah, it's just shit talking.
Yeah. Interesting.
All I want is Bad Barbie and Whoa Vicky.
Bad Baby.
Bad Baby.
Bad Barbie.
Sorry, listen. I don't pay attention to
the variant of Nicki Minaj.
I just want them all to get along and be on a label together. That'd be great.
Yeah, might as well. Like when I went on tour, it was like me, Honey Cocaine, Rai Rai, and Krayshawn. And it was like an all-girl tour, and there was no beef.
Is Krayshawn still rapping? What is she up to?
She's like DJing. She's doing some stuff.
Why didn't she
She's producing.
rap?
She put out some songs, but like I mean, you know, once you're off that like spotlight, people just stop paying attention, I guess. But she's still putting out music. But I don't know if people aren't paying attention to everyone, because people just pay attention to the new version of it.
Yeah.
So
do you think it's that cycle is like I always say, like it's so hard to be a rapper sometimes, because like it's like you have a 4 or 5 year run and then or like sometimes not even, right?
Yeah, like a one song run.
Young.
Yeah.
Like you always.
Well, people really like youth. Like, you know, they just like really like youth, and they're like, oh, look at this young kid like doing this shit. He's only 15. Like
I feel like music or rap specifically is like one of the only places where culture is like that, or like modeling, I guess. Like, like let's say like actors. You can be George Clooney and still be killing it. Comedians like hit their prime in their 30s or 40s, right? So it's like.
Well, I mean, in Bollywood, it's the women just are in it till between that they're like 16 and 30, and then they're
Bollywood's like that.
The women, and then the same guys are.
Yeah, also like there's like certain families involved.
Yeah.
You can't infiltrate.
Exactly. My friend was telling me, oh, you should be in Bollywood. I was like, I gotta be related to someone. Literally, like, there's no other way to. I could infiltrate Hollywood before I infiltrate.
All the current actors and actresses in Bollywood are the sons and daughters of the previous generation.
Yeah,
exactly.
That makes sense.
Except some that like slid in there, but like barely.
So do you think that's even more intense for women, like the cycle of churning out?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like it goes really fast. Yeah. Like, I mean, I like still make music, but it was hard for me to like stay in the rap world. Like I just always felt like I couldn't be in the rap world anymore. I felt like it was just like too much like. Testosterone, like too much male like ego shit, and I kept having to play with like I'm like very straight up, like I kept having to play with like other people, like, and lie to them, or like just like suck up to them when I didn't want to kiss their ass. Like I just couldn't do it. I was like, this is not me. Like now just me DJing alone, like I can still do whatever the fuck I want, you know what I mean? Like rap, like I have to be like talking to all these like A&R type people or all these like random label dudes. Like, I don't give a fuck about you. Like, I don't want to talk to you. You don't know shit. So like, why are you in this situation at all? Like,
I know your brand. You're Chippy NONSTOP. Yeah.
Man, like the brand.
Because you're South Asian.
Wait, someone legit made a meme of Chippy NONSTOP and put my face in the middle of a non.
In the middle of a stop sign. Face and stop sign.
You made it, didn't you?
Here's the meme. We're gonna put it up.
Here it is.
Can you tweet this?
I guess it's on the podcast, and I'm gonna put your picture up
with the meme.
Okay,
I'm done. Okay, so yeah, I have 2 Travis Scott stories. They're both pretty quick. Okay, so it was New York, and it was Boiler Room. And I was wearing, the reason you'll realize why I'm telling you where I was wearing. I was wearing this dress that was like short and white, and it was like see-through, like in the cleavage area. And like, I guess I have big boobs, so like it was like, people were like, oh, okay, like your boobs are there. Yeah. Okay, anyway, I'll tell you why that's relevant and you'll realize. Okay, anyway, so basically it's this boiler room, and it's a special boiler room at Mike Dean's house. And he lives in like this like bougie like condo thing, and there's like a grand piano there. It was like house party vibes. And
is this on YouTube?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is.
Hopefully I can find it. Right.
It was like, I think Mass Appeal posted it on their thing. Yeah. And yeah, it was A$AP Ferg and Travis Scott performing at this small ass apartment. Well, it's not small for New York, but it's like small for a party. Right. And so they're performing, and I'm just dancing. I'm wilding. I'm like standing on furniture, like regular Chippy shit. And and then like A$AP Ferg like looks towards me, and he's like telling me to come like stand on the piano and show my boobs, because like they're there, and I just don't do that. But I'm like standing on the piano dancing, like wilding, like grab the mic, start like saying random shit. I don't really remember what I was saying. And then yeah, whatever, I'm dancing, and then I dip. I just like leave immediately after that. And then I get a DM from Travis Scott, like, where are you at? I left to go to a studio because I was like recording my own music. I left, and he DM'd me immediately, like, where are you at? And then I replied, oh, I'm at a studio. And then he unfollowed me and never replied. And then like, yeah, just like, and then it was over. It was done. Right. I was like, okay, what the fuck? That was weird. Like, he didn't want someone who does shit, I guess. Like, he just wanted like a hoe he could meet up with real quick and like handle business or whatever. And then, so yeah, that was, nothing happened. And then like 2 years later, my friend R.L. Grime, he was like, he's a EDM producer. He was playing with, or Travis Scott was like his guest performer or whatever, and I had a boyfriend at the time, and we were in the green room, and we were all chilling, and like Travis Scott walks in, and he sees me, and he like makes like a face, like he remembered whatever happened, and
he went to the studio instead.
How dare you leave me? Hold up, straight up.
Hold up.
Yeah, straight up.
I did this thing on the last podcast where I kept saying "hold up" on purpose, as like, and people were getting pissed off at me, and I was like, "Yeah, that was the point." Stop recording.
But yeah, and then so I was like walking in one of like the backstage area, and Travis Scott like comes up to me, and he like whispers in my ear, and he goes, "Hey, can you touch my dick to see if it still works?" And I kind of just like went like this, like a little tip.
Does it still work?
Was it working?
Were you worried?
But like my boyfriend was like right behind me, and I was like, oh fuck.
So you did it with your boyfriend there, and he saw it?
I mean, I kind of like did it. Okay, like if I stand, it was like I was just like.
As you walked by him with your holding your boyfriend's hand.
He didn't see it.
Oh man, but does he know about this?
Is he gonna watch this?
Oh no, he blocked me on everything. We don't speak.
Okay.
I doubt he would watch me on anything. Yeah. Like, yeah. So no.
So, but did it work? Was it working?
I don't know.
Was he like, oh my god, please? Did he came up to you like this? Like,
I
need
just-
help?
Oh my god, I don't know. I took some pills. I don't know if they're working.
Yeah.
I gotta meet up with Kylie Jenner very soon.
I mean, this is way pre Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner probably hadn't even come out of the womb yet.
Damn.
Like
How are you gonna do it like that?
Damn.
But I mean, yeah. So that's my Travis Scott story. It's not that juicy, but it was funny.
I have a Travis Scott story actually.
Really?
It was I was
I
at
have
this,
one too, but it's not that.
It was at the. I was working at All Def, and we had an All Def LA event, whatever. And I guess he wanted to play Antidote for the first time on the aux cord. It said like it was for like this Samsung event or whatever. And no one had that aux cord. He was just screaming on the mic. He's like, "Who the fuck has an aux cord? Oh, who the fuck?" And he's like screaming at the DJ, screaming at like he screamed at the person who organized the event. He's like, "Fuck you! Like, where's the aux cord? Blah blah blah." Yeah. And then
how do they not have an aux cord? Someone's car must have had an aux cord.
Like, why didn't no one go back and get an aux cord? But then he just started. He's like, "Fuck Samsung, fuck Fader, fuck all that."
Oh,
yeah, and he left.
Oh my god, I was backstage.
That reminds me of a thing that I did that said "fuck everything" when I was performing. Oh, should I not tell this story?
I mean,
you can. Why did you
it too late?
Why did you get mad?
Okay, so I was shooting a music video. This was also in New York. I was shooting a music video all day, and I was really, really tired, and I had a show at night. But I was asked really last minute, and it was Katie Got Bands and King Louie and Lil B, me and Kitty Pryde.
What?
And me and Kitty Pryde were really random on the lineup because everyone else was really other than Lil B. I guess me, Lil B, and Kitty were random on it, but the other people were going to be rapping really intensely or just hard or whatever. Yeah. And I go up there and I'm fucking wasted. I'm so drunk. And I think I took don't do Xanax, but I think I did Xanax at the time.
Is this before Xanax was?
Was this before Russ wore the T-shirt?
wait, who's Russ?
Huh? Wait, what about?
I don't know who Russ is.
Oh, okay.
Are you joking? Or
no, I'm dead serious.
Oh, that's interesting. Anyways, continue.
Is he white?
No. I don't know what it is. I think it's Palestinian.
Oh.
Something. Italian? I don't know.
Anyway, I did Xanax. And it was a Mishka. It was a Mishka thing. And it was huge. It was their anniversary party. There was thousands of people there. And I start rapping and I was just shit. I was so bad. I'm bad at rapping, but I'm a good performer. You know what I mean? So my performance was really good usually. But this time I was just bombing. I'd never bombed before. And everyone was pissed. And they start booing and I start yelling and I just I get so pissed and I just start kicking there's all these gifts on the stage for people and I just start kicking everything and I start screaming "fuck Mishka," and then I get off stage and I was oh fuck, I just realized what I did. I had no idea.
It's a charity event.
Children there.
Children there,
blocking their eyes.
Oh, I've ruined a children's event before too.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I think we're
we're
just gonna we'll
please
see.
Hire.
We'll bring you on. There's way more stories that we'll bring you on for, but
please hire me. I don't do that anymore.
Take your word
Sign
for
me.
Just look how well behaved she was on this podcast.
Yeah, I didn't even do anything wrong.
She has not even gotten on the table yet.
And
yes.
I'm
looking at. I was feeling to
Just
see if I do that as soon as I walk into every party. I just walk around to see if every thing that I'm gonna stand on.
She knows a lot about furniture. She's wow, though. What kind of wood is this?
No, if I no, I mean when I have a bodyguard or someone follow me, I'm gonna tell them to go to the venue first, feel all the tables, shake them down to see if what I can stand on.
That's badass.
Yeah.
That's actually badass.
Anyways, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for stopping by.
Is this the best podcast yet?
This is a great podcast.
I'm excited for this one.
Yes, this is this fascinating story.
Icon, epic.
Icon, epic.
Disruption.
Idol.
I don't know. Omnicultural.
Goddessly?
We did even mention Kanye, and it's still going to get a lot of hits.
Wow, I'm weird to put Kanye on the title of the
We're
video.
just going to put him on the thumbnail.
I just said it so it gets hits.
There we go, yeah. Thanks so much for coming on. And
are we shaking hands?
No, that's weird as
fuck. Go follow her as well.
Follow
B.
Really,
really
follow her. Her
really
tweets are amazing, actually.
Yeah, I'm on the. I'm like.
And where can people check you out if you're having an event or DJing? Like, how can they stay in touch?
Just follow me on Instagram. Yeah. Watch my stories. I'm funny. I'm cute.
Yeah.
I wear cool outfits.
You do.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we didn't even mention fashion icon.
We will.
Can you be my stylist?
Yeah, for sure.
Please.
I feel like you just don't need one. Just like be you.
Not working out.
That's like
wait, is it not working out?
Non-Chippy non-stop advice.
Wait, be you? That's really Chippy non-stop.
Yeah, you're
right.
No, honestly, like you can't force style. Like you wear what you wear. You know what I mean? Like unless you're like really busted, maybe you need a style. But like you can like tell when people have a stylist. You know, because like that.
It's really.
They
obvious.
didn't choose that.
Yeah.
Like they look dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah. I feel like this is fine. You look good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, wear my Pongo t-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, I like your shirt too.
Thanks.
I like mixing patterns, so I like the mixing of the patterns.
Oh, the stripes and the squares.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a fashion compliment from you is one of the highest things.
Yeah.
Virgil Abloh who, huh?
Next to God himself coming.
Yeah, I honestly like Virgil Abloh who.
We'll save this. All right, we're saving this.
We gotta.
All right, thanks so much for tuning in.
Cut that out. I didn't say it.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Just your boys, Chippy. Woo!